here again for another weekly update. I'm outside again, and of course as soon as I hit record the wind starts blowing, so hopefully it's not too bad. Anyway, it's really not that nice out here. As you can see, I'm wearing a sweatshirt, but I'm so desperate for spring to actually be here that I'm outside anyway. It is semi-nice out here, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I went spring! Come on! Seriously, it's almost the end of April, and it's still cold and snowing on us. It's wrong. Okay, anyway, enough about that. So, this week, really fast, I want to run through a few things. Number one, the Story Engines course that I had mentioned in previous videos by Joe Nassis and Nick Stevenson is open for enrollment right now, but enrollment ends at the end of the day today. So by the time this video actually gets posted, you should have about like 12 hours or so left. So sorry for the late notice on that, but he keeps sneaking it in on emails that I don't always read right away. So I checked my email yesterday and was like, oh no, it's live. I need to tell people. So yes, it is live. I will put a link in the video description. I tried to find just a regular link for it and I actually couldn't. But I'll post the link that I got for it, which should still work. Anyway, by my countdown for my time zone right now, it looks like it closes in about 13 hours. So you should have plenty of time still to check it out, decide what you want to do. Like I said, I have not actually taken that course, but but I have not taken it myself, but I have done their free training on it and used the method that they outline in the training, which is the same method they go over in the course, but of course the course goes over it. Goes over it in a lot more detail. And I have taken Nick Stevenson's Your First 10,000 Readers course and loved it, so I'm sure that this course is also awesome. But that method has helped me a lot. Of course, I tweaked it a little bit to kind of be my own thing, so it's like a combination of what they go over, and then, of course, some things that work better for me. But you can check it out, see what you think. Since I implemented those similar strategies, I have been able to write a lot faster consistently. The last 2 weeks, actually, since I've really sat down and concentrated on it, I'm hitting 1,100 to 1,500 words an hour, which for a lot of writers is not a lot, but for me, it's amazing. Previously, my average was about 600 words an hour. So I'm really happy with this progress, and I hope to keep it up, which most of keeping it up will include heavily plotting out my scenes before I start writing them, which is extremely useful. But anyway, okay, so enough about that. Otherwise, this week, what is going on? I wrote about 2,400 words on Rain of Dust, so not that great this week. I was kind of derailed by working on Book 2's back cover copy. I spent my Wednesday writing time doing that instead of writing new words. I wrote about 600 words total that day, all on Book 2's back cover copy. Of course, not all 600 words are going to be used in that. It'll end up being about 200 words total. But in my attempts to come up with a decent back cover blurb, that's how much I wrote. So that kind of derailed me this week, but I do need to get that done. The cover designers need that blurb by April 25th, so I have 5 more days to finalize it. So I will be working on that a little bit in these next few days also, but I also really still want to keep up my new words for Rain of Dust because, of course, my Camp Nano goal is 20,000 words for the month. So as you can see here, I am hanging in there just past 50%, but I am dropping a little bit behind. You can see here, I'm only at almost 12,000 words. today I should be at 13.3. So I'm still a little bit behind. I usually don't write on the weekends, so it'll be interesting trying to catch up, but I don't think I'm far enough behind that it's impossible. So I will keep trying to make that word count. We'll see what happens. But I have confidence that I can make it, even though it will probably be last minute. But that's okay, so I'm still gonna make it. Let's see. I did about 9 pages in client edits, which is okay, not as much either, but it's progress. Oh, and we had a new episode of the Writer Mom Life podcast come out this past week, episode 21. Talked to Karen Tomlinson, interview her. She's pretty cool. So listen to that episode if you're interested. And we also talk about, Daphne and I talk about our own rituals associated with our writing and some other people's rituals, and how rituals can be a way of automating things. And for me, there's actually a lot of things, like little rituals I do throughout the day that help me get more done faster. I'm still being super productive. I know last week I had mentioned that I had one of the most productive weeks ever, and this week was the same way. Even though I didn't really get that many words in, or that many client edits in, there was a whole bunch of other stuff I got done in between all of that, to include, taking care of the kid, taking care of the house, doing my, day job, all of these things. So many things were going on with those, all those areas of life. And I've been able to stay on top of things pretty well and not be exhausted or overwhelmed. So, awesome in that regard. Other than that, interesting things that happened this week. My husband has actually been doing his own edits of the Star Wars prequels to improve them. And yes, they can be improved. Actually, I think his edits have drastically improved them. But we recorded a commentary track on the DVD for episode 2 that he made, and that was really fun. I don't know if you guys have ever done a DVD commentary track, but even though it was just on, his edits, and it's only going to be, only family and friends are ever going to hear it, but it was really fun. So I really enjoyed that. So if you ever get the opportunity to do a DVD commentary track, you should do it. I was telling him that we should just do that for, all the movies we own now. I feel like that would be really fun. The other thing, for fun, what I like to do, because I find that with all of the writing and editing, there's a cat moving around in the leaves over there. She's being very noisy. Anyway, I found with all the writing and editing I do, I still need to refill the creative well, right? So I still need to have some brain breaks every now and then, be sure that I do something that is relaxing and enjoyable for me, where my brain doesn't have to be on all the time. So for me, a lot of times that's, watching TV shows, watching movies, reading books, just playing with my son, riding my horse, that kind of thing. I do especially like the games and the movies and the TV shows, though, because I can sort of, relax, but also while learning, sort of a thing. Because, of course, I end up analyzing the story and the plot, and the story beats, and pretty much anything I watch or read that has a story in it. So not too long ago, the husband and I played through the Uncharted video game series, and we loved it. Hardcore loved it. I loved it so much that I actually restarted the first Uncharted recently, so I'm about almost 50% through the first one again. But this time I'm paying attention more to, the development of the story and how that was handled throughout the games. Whereas the first time through I was just purely enjoying it. Now I'm kind of going through and also enjoying it, but also paying attention to how they set things up in that series, because I think they did a really good job. And then the other thing is the Lost in Space remake is awesome. I don't know if any of you out there have seen it. The husband and I both just loved it. We just watched episode 5 last night, and unfortunately episode 5 was my least favorite episode so far. They did some things in it, I think, that were just way too obvious, as far as it didn't necessarily seem realistic, and it seemed a little bit forced. Like they were trying to make certain things happen in order for, it to lead to something later down the road, but it was a little bit too forced and a little bit too obvious that they were trying to push the plot along, so that was kind of disappointing. Hopefully they will get it together and not do that for the rest of the season. We'll see. I'll let you know. I don't want to give any spoilers away, so I won't talk details yet. I might, in a future update, go into that and what specifically I thought wasn't really handled that well. I'm really hoping, though, that they do get better, because, man, those first 4 episodes were so good. And I really like the characters, and I really like the setup, and I really like the things they've done with it, and the little, twist they've put on things from the original. So, here's to hoping that continues to be amazing. And other than that, I think that's really all I have been up to this past week. So I will shut up and let you go now. I hope you have a great weekend. Check out the links below in the video description. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you are enjoying these updates. Let me know if there's anything else you want me to talk about, or if you have any questions. I would be happy to answer them. And I think that is all for me. So I will see you next week. Bye!